Hello there, yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on the west coast of Canada. How are you all doing? I hope you're well and staying safe on this Saturday, May the 4th, 2024. And for those Star Wars fans, may the 4th be with you. I did grow up with Star Wars and I am too today, still enjoying the story, the traditional first six, really enjoying, what was it, the first ones that were filmed in the 70s and into the 80s. So that was the New Hope, I think it was called the New Hope, which was the episode 4 in the series, all the way to the Empire Strikes Back and the Return of the Jedi. Those are my favorites by far. So let me know down below if you are a Star Wars fan and what movie episode was your favorite. And obviously there are all offshoots now that are happening to date with all the bounty hunters and the Yoda kind of versions that sort of have sprung up. So yeah, let me know what your favorite franchise is, as well as the main featured episode of the traditional Star Wars films. Yeah, so if you're happening across this channel for the very first time, I want to welcome you. I set this channel up to talk about all of my yarny adventures. That's in knit, crochet. I do dabble in a little bit of yarn dyeing, not too much. And I talk about my yarn, where I purchase it from, as well as tools of my craft. So if that is of interest, please stick around. And for those returning, I want to say welcome back. It's always great to read your comments and to see your support and encouragements in the comment section of previous videos. One of which was the highlights of the mood board mail that I hosted, and it ended April 30th. So I did put up a slideshow presentation of all the entrants, their wonderful mood boards, their wonderful makes. So if you haven't had a chance to go across and take a look at it, I'll link it down below in the description box to check that one out. This was my response to the mood board mail. I did participate in my own mood board, my own mail, and it was a knitted shawl that I knitted up to a mood board from a song called Lover, and it's by Taylor Swift. So the pattern is this one here. It's a paid for pattern that I purchased from Ravelry, and it's called the Blooming Brioche by the designer Brandy, Velten. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but all patterns, all YouTubers that I mention will be linked down below in the description box. So if you are looking for more information or details, please do go down below and take a look there for the information. What I've got today to talk to you about is a purchase that I made from a Lithuanian online store that sells yarn, and it's called Vilrita. It's spelled Vilrita, and I've included the link down below in the description box if you want to go and take a look. I'm not affiliated. That's where you'll be able to link to it and see the different collections that they have through their store. Sometimes they will show that they're out of stock on some colors in their collection, and other times you'll see that they restock them. So I like them because they have a really good price on their larger cakes that you'll find elsewhere for maybe even up to $5 to $10 more expensive. So in the savings that I've made through each of the items, I have put that into the shipping costs, and I still feel that I've come out on top in the end with the savings. So if you're interested, if you're Canadian, I'll talk about shipping, how it got to me here in Canada, and what kind of price points and who the carrier was that brought it to me here in Canada. So, all right, without further ado, all the price points that I'm going to be mentioning on my invoice here, and I'll be glancing slightly to, I don't know, is that your right or left? I can't tell because it's a mirrored image, but to my left, I'll be glancing to see prices in Canadian currency on my invoice. Okay, let's take a look at the yarn, shall we? It did arrive to me in this box here. I made the order March 3rd, 2024, and it took about 3 to 4 weeks to get to me. So I did have this box probably by the end of March, early April. I've been sitting on it for a while. And I have 11 units of yarn in here from 3 different collections. So I've chosen multiples of some colors, and some colors I've got a few. So let's take a look at the first one. Inside the box, I should say, they arrived in different kind of pouches and different plastics. So this one was in a baggie like this, like a Ziploc. And I have Yarn Art Summer Dream. And as the color suggests, or the name of the label suggests, this is yarn that reminds me very much of summer. Something you would see like in a summer top or a shawl, a garment or an accessory. All those wonderful faded colors of sunsets on beaches, in beachwear like towels. It's just an awesome pastel arrangement of colors. So I got a few of them. This colorway I bought 2 of. It is a number, I believe. Yes, it is. It's a number 4307. There were so many to choose from. I really had a hard time, but I wanted to go with the sunset type colors because I was going for that kind of summer theme that I could use in making stuff for wearing in summer. And I absolutely love how they transition like watercolors. Now, the fun part about this yarn, not only because of the color, it is a cotton viscose blend. So 70% cotton, 30% viscose. But as you're seeing here, that viscose is giving it a bit of a shimmer in the strand that is wrapping around the cotton. And I like that. I like that a lot. It's going to give an added dimension to your fabric that you create, either knitted or crocheted. And what else can I tell you about this? It's 100 grams per ball, offering up 350 meters or 370 yards. They're suggesting here to use a 3.25 millimeter set of knitting needles, or it looks to me like a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. They're considering it a 2-weight or a sport weight yarn. The washing instructions are you can machine wash this, but lay flat to dry. Do not tumble dry. And it doesn't have a manufacturing origin, like no country of origin it's been manufactured on the label. The softness factor for me, yes, I could wear this against my skin with no issues whatsoever. So I'm going to give it a 3.75 out of 5 for softness, 5 being the softest on my scale. And price point on this, let's take a look over here. I'm getting 1 ball of this for $5.30 Canadian for a ball. I thought that was a great value and an interesting blend of the fibers, as well as that nice gradation of the summertime hues. So got 2 of those in the same color. I'll put that down here. My next little baggie here that I got 3 of this one. Oh, for that first 2 that I showed you, I'm thinking of doing the Linus knit pattern, which is a small neckerchief kind of scarf thing, and I think that will work up really nicely. This one here, I got 3 balls of the same color, and as you can tell, each of the sets that are on offer in the Vilrita, or on the Vilrita website, shows that there are maybe 5 or 6 color arrangements in each of them, but you don't get to see that because really in the outside of the ball in their photograph you maybe see about 2, 3 if you're lucky, but then if you look inside there are all these other colors because this has been wound differently to the other 2. So what I'm seeing in this one is more of that lovely green into aqua, into turquoise, and then inside the ball later on there are some yellows and there is this orangey red. So 5 colors altogether, I think, that repeat. And the 3 that I got here, I'm thinking of doing crochet with and a crochet pattern that is probably gonna have some like texture as well as lace work. I think this will hold up really nicely. The color, where am I looking? It's 4314. Same stats. So I'm now having with these three, I'm getting 350, 700. I'm getting 1,050 meters with the three, and I think that will be enough for a decent size shawl. Yeah, I can't wait to work with it. Again, it was in Canadian currency, $5.30 per ball. They don't look very big, do they? But I guess they're packing it in there nice and tight. So I got three of those. Next yarn I got. Now we're moving out of summer for these ones for sure, because these are the fuzzy yarns. They're a combination of alpaca. Let me just take a look. So I'm getting 25% alpaca, 25% wool, and 50% premium acrylic. And these are them here, the fuzzies. And it's Neco Peru Color is the collection. So Neco must be the brand name and Peru Color must be the collection. So these ones are kind of creams, creams and beige into more of a smoky, cool color. They're both the same, just wound differently. So they have, this one has more of the smoky in the middle and then the cream on the outside. That has the cream on the outside and the smoky kind of like on the side there. Yeah, so let's take a look at this. Looks a little bit green actually. The color is 32185. So 32185. And this is suggesting, it doesn't give me a gauge on the thickness, but to me, that looks to be like a sport weight with the fuzz though. I know with halo, this wiry or fibrous, like lashy, like it is right here, it's going to be hard to frog if you treat it like a 2-weight and pair it with a needle that is, or a crochet hook that is small. So I would say go up to what they generally recommend for a 3 to 4 weight. So I'm suggesting maybe a 3.5 millimeter all the way up to a 4.5 millimeter might be enough to frog it if you make a mistake. So let's see what they suggest with their needles here. They are giving me 3.5 to 4. That's what I kind of recommended in knitting needles, and a 3 millimeter crochet hook. But I would even go up to the same 4 as suggested in the knitting needles. It's 100 grams per cake, giving me 310 meters. That's probably around 340 yards. And they are saying you can machine wash this. If that is the symbol for machine wash, it's got like the number of how much the temperature is in the water, but then it's underlined. So I think you can machine wash this, but to lay flat to dry, do not tumble dry. Must be because of all the halo. What else can I tell you? It's made in Turkey, and softness factor. Yeah, I would say it's soft. I could wear this against my skin with no issues. That fuzz might create a little bit of a prickly sensation to some people who are highly sensitive to alpaca. But for me, I could wear that with no issues. So out of 5, 5 being the softest, I'm going to give this a 3.5 on the softness scale. Squish, squish. Really like it. No thoughts on that one yet, on what to do with it. And did I give you the price point on it? I don't think I did. Hang on. Let's take a look. Okay, this Neco, or Naco, sorry, is it is $6.75. I'm doing it because the math is together combined, because I got 2 in each of them colors that I purchased, and 2 of them together was $13 and 54 cents. Now, you don't have to buy them in pairs, but I did. And this one here is a nice smoky purples into lavender and mauve. Again, wound differently, so I'm getting more of the darker colors on the outside of this one and more of the darker colors on the inside of that one. But they are the same, and the number in this is 32413. That's really nice. I like that. I don't know whether I'll hold it with something just to help with the frogging if I have an issue with some frogging, or just to blend it a bit further with the transition of the colors here. So not sure whether it'll be on its own or together. A great way of me to test out a new yarn collection as well, because I haven't tried the Neco before and I've heard good things about it. The last thing that I have in my order came in a bag that I opened up just to get a feel. So I got two. It's Yarn Art Banquet is the collection. Yarn Art's the company. It's a cotton yarn and I really like it. It's very, very soft. I would be able to wear this on against my skin with no issues or no scratching. And what I'm seeing here, it is 250 grams per cake, offering up 500 meters or 545 yards, and it is 100% cotton. Colorway is 712. It's made in Turkey, and they are suggesting here to use 4mm set of knitting needles or a 4mm crochet hook. They're considering it a 3-weight yarn or a DK. It's got the center pull for an easy start. I would agree. That's it. That's a good 3-weight. The strands are all wound together. I know a lot of these cakes, when you look at them with these types of transition, sometimes they're separate strands of 3 or 4. Other times they're wound together. I do like using the wound up cakes. I love the colors. So I'm seeing here aqua, turquoise into sky blue. It was $26.50 for both of them together. So it was $13.25 Canadian per cake. So let's shift gears and talk about the not so interesting thing, and that would be shipping. I know we've talked about all this wonderful yarn stuff, which gets us all excited, and shipping really sometimes brings us down, right? But we've got to look at it. And Vilrita, at the point of purchase, when I made this, March 3rd, 2024, did charge me shipping. It was $44.17 in Canadian currency. They did not take any of their taxes at the point of purchase, so I knew that I had something to give to Canada Customs if they stopped the package and they wanted to bill me for customs duties and taxes. So I was expecting something to prop up later down the way or at the point of delivery to satisfy the Canadian Customs. And I'm happy to do that. I'm not trying to get away from, paying taxes where I need to. So yeah, it was $44.17. The shipper was FedEx. That's how it arrived to me. And they put on a receipt on the outside of the box where I can break down the shipping details. So this is not including the $44.17 Canadian that I'd already spent at the point of sale. This is additional. Now these are the taxes from Canada. So my GST was $4.01 and my PST was $5.61. So all up together, it was $9.62 in taxes. But then here down the way, I'm seeing that FedEx has charged me $11.40, which is more expensive than the Canadian taxes, for what they are classifying as ROD fee. So ROD fee, I'm not sure whether that means that that's their handling fee or whether the brokerage fee is involved. So they're charging me because of whatever reason. But they held my box until that fund was paid back to FedEx, and I had no qualms with the fact that I had to pay the Canadian customs and duties, but their personal fee of $11 I had to pay as well, which I didn't question. And I thought, well, okay, I don't get yarn from this company much, and these are all new to me yarns, and I haven't seen them before anywhere else on the North American market. So, okay, once in a while I'll do it, but I always try and make a point of finding out beforehand who the courier service or the postal service is going to be used for delivery. And it's because of those brokerage fees and the private fees that happen to come in when you're playing with FedEx, UPS, DHL up here in Canada. So not desirable, but not too much more to, to be paying out to try some new yarns. So would you? I'm interested to find out if you really loved the yarn and shipping was kind of relatively inexpensive, but you had to pay for that additional charge of the courier service that the company uses. Would that be enough to deter you away from using and buying from that supplier? Now, I'm really interested to find this out because that is a choice that the supplier is making to ship through that way. So if it was enough of a body of customers that would say, I would buy from you if you didn't use a third-party courier service and use the postal service, then maybe they should rework their choices in delivery. So I'd love to hear your opinion on that. And with that, I will catch up in the next video, which I'm going to try and do right now. And until then, I'm not sure when all of these are going to drop, but I'll see you then. Bye.